Folks, this thing called life, it's fleeting, and time is slipping away like the sands of an hourglass. And what will you do with your time? Because I have a few suggestions. Like Walt Whitman once said, you may contribute a verse. But here's the thing, Walt Whitman, he didn't know shit, okay? Walt Shitman, more like. Because I believe it would be more accurate to say, you may contribute a podcast. So if you want to start a podcast, check it out. Anchor FM can be your host and distributor for free. It's crazy. You can get the app, their application, available on all the major stores, the iTunes or whatever it's called. And you can get that app, record right into it, and then immediately be posting online for the entire world to hear. And it's all free. It's crazy. I'm telling you, you gotta check this out if you want to start a podcast. And I also want to thank Anchor FM for being the sponsor of the Triplefour podcast. Now on with the show.
Triplefour.
Let's talk about it. Okay, Triplefour podcast.
Yeah, he said this dude makes a meatwad fucking thing for no reason. Then he says Jim Norton.
Bob Dylan I find personally obnoxious, but the Beatles destroyed culture.
Oh my god.
I got Elon Musk to smoke weed in my Tesla the other day. It's not even a big fucking deal.
Things are crazy right now.
You don't know shit, do you?
We really didn't.
We really didn't.
You know, you can't always get what you want, but you'll find sometimes that if you try,
You just might get it.
oh, you get it!
And we're back. Well, it's just your two best buds today.
We're here.
We buried Josh this morning. It was hard to watch. As the dirt fell on his face.
You hate to see
His
it happen.
long legs. And I felt like I was dying earlier today when I went to Wal-Mart, the Wal-Mart store.
That's a usual Walmart experience.
I know. I posted a picture on Twitter. I didn't tell you about this, of a nice T-shirt that I saw at Walmart. I always like to go check out what they got at the Walmart men's clothing section, and I saw one of these. It's a T-shirt with Deadpool on it, and it says, "I'm sorry if I offended you." And I was like, man, I really am in Walmart.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. Deadpool. Negative impact on society, maybe.
You think?
The movies.
I enjoyed them.
I never saw the second one.
I don't know what impact did it have on society.
That T-shirt exists,
Oh yeah. Shit.
and people feel that way, and like there are people in the world wearing that T-shirt. And they're like, man,
I feel like people felt like that before.
Society.
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, for sure.
Gamers rise.
Do you remember that clothing line Big Dogs, where it had like the dog on it, and it said stuff like, "Fuck you."
Oh yeah.
But we were in Walmart.
Yeah, we were, and it was very clear that we were in Walmart. Customer service.
I guess I should
Not
start from the beginning.
Not one of their high points.
Except for the greeter, who was also kind of in a bad mood, wasn't he?
Yes. Hey, where do I return this?
I should start chronologically from the top, shall I? I may have spilled some stuff on my keyboard last night and had to buy a new one.
Well done.
It happens to the best of us. You know, Van Gogh probably spilled beer on his keyboard at some point, you know?
Yeah.
Einstein wore the same clothes every day. We're not perfect. So anyway, I went to Walmart to buy a new keyboard, the same model. And this is the third keyboard of this same model that I have bought. I had another one that I'm pretty sure I also spilled stuff on. Maybe I should just stop putting drinks on my desk.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good way to go.
This
about
one's
it.
got like 2 weeks in it before it's fucked. But anyway,
Just keep your drinks on the table.
yeah, but then I have to like turn around to get them.
You are
Life
in a
is hard.
swivel.
Life is fucking hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, so went to Walmart, got it. came back and tried to get it to work with my computer for like an hour. I was watching YouTube videos. I was on their Logitech website. And it was the whole thing. And then at this point, I was like, well, I guess I have to return to Walmart. Which is nothing. This is just not a thing I want to do. I go to Walmart maybe like 5 times a year. And it's always for little things like this. It's just a thing that I need to get right now that is carried
that you
by a
know
big store.
they have it
Yeah.
because they have everything known to man.
Right, because otherwise it's just going to be an Amazon type deal. If I can wait 2 days, I'll get it on Amazon.
Although I will say that when we went in search of ski goggles for the band, Walmart didn't have them.
Wow. It kind of makes sense though.
I
'cause
was furious.
We're nowhere near snow or mountains.
Well,
we're near snow, but we're not near mountains. So why would
Go
you
to
need
Hidden
ski
Valley.
goggles? I guess
to
they
start
have
a
goggles
sweet
there.
fucking doom band, dude.
So anyway, we went back to Walmart to return the broken keyboard and buy a new one. So why don't you pick it up from there?
We started off by walking in the door, as you do when
Yeah.
you go to a store.
One of the easiest parts of the trip.
I saw a sign that said pick it up. Or pick up, sorry.
You got Scott on the mind.
Okay, Scott on the mind, always. I thought that was where you went. I thought that was because normally where you do item pickup is where you do returns and things like that. And we walk in the door, and Dan asked the greeter, where do I return this? And the guy was just like, ugh, you're going to go down there on the right at customer service.
To which I remarked, you can't work here and be happy. Those are 2 separate circles. No Venn diagram there.
No.
And that's the greeter's job, to be happy.
He's just like, I guess.
The Walmart logo used to be a smiley face.
So then we get to the customer service area. There's one guy sitting behind the desk.
He was about to walk away. like
He got up, he saw us coming, and he preemptively...
sighed.
And his name tag just said J. Not J-A-Y, just the letter J.
He had hippie parents. They only gave him a letter for a name, probably. He's like Shia LaBeouf, or River Phoenix.
He had a checkered black and white two-tone t-shirt.
Which is the second ska reference at Walmart.
Within, like, a minute
Yeah.
of entering the store.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay was not having it.
He wasn't upset with us.
He wasn't upset with us, but you remember at the end of that, he told that woman, he goes, today has been tragic.
Yeah, he did. Which is great.
She asked him a question about a box. She was like, do you know what's up with this box? And he was like, not today.
Yeah, he did say that. It was not today. What do we say to the god of death? Not today. He also, when I like
one fucking
showed him
letter.
he was looking at the keyboard and he like flipped it over and I don't know what he was looking for.
He's probably looking at like a serial number or something.
Yeah, but like, why does that have anything to do with return? I don't know.
I don't know, to make sure that it's the one that...
Well, he scanned, maybe, but like he scanned the receipt. It's the model number is on the.
Who are you
thing.
to question Jay's protocol?
I have no problem with Jay, but then he flipped it over and he was just
What
like
about Silent Bob?
frustrated. He was just ugh. And then he said something like, oh, one fucking number or something like that. Maybe he didn't curse, but it was very close. And I just felt like, oh man, I feel like I've been in this guy's position. I never act like this, where I like express actual discontent.
No, but Jay was like outwardly sassy about it.
That was different. I often find myself in these Seinfeldian situations where you just encounter a person and you're just not on the same vibe. And those are the best. I feel like my movies are mostly about this kind of experience, like
meeting people.
Meeting people is like 100% about you just everybody's living their own story.
And then So we went. We perused over the liquor aisle. We can get this
Arrogant,
terrible
terrible bastard.
terrible bastard ale. It's not great. I don't like it. But anyway,
I think it's fine. Walking over to the keyboard aisle.
just walking.
Which, a quick remark, said mice, M-I-C-E, and keyboards. Which I guess is the plural of mouse.
Yeah.
But you just don't hear mice in terms of many mouses. Computer mouses.
What was this fucking guy's name? Did he have a name?
I don't think he said his
fucking-
name.
Just some Chad, not even Chad. He was like a.
He had a Chad mentality.
The second he opened his mouth, I was like, "What the? This fucking nerd herder!" Like, at first I didn't realize that what his deal was. I didn't realize that he was trying to spiel us something, and I thought he was just like a nice person, like just
Yeah.
like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Oh, so I actually saw this guy earlier today doing this to somebody else, and it was that you
And
got
you
caught on
didn't-
the trap.
You didn't warn me.
I had no time to react. He goes, "Hey guys, what's going on?"
I was like, "Hey man, how you doing?"
And then he goes, "So is
Boom.
your cable provider doing you well?" And I was
Took
like,
the bait.
"Excuse me,
Ugh.
what?" He was talking to some woman earlier about, she's like, "I have TiVo," and I was, he was like, "Is that doing well for you?"
Is this doing it for you?
Yeah, and they were in a whole conversation.
That's he was relentless too. Like it wasn't. He asked me, "What's your cable provider?" And it kind of like it took me off guard because I just hit him with a, "Hey man, how you doing?" You know, like keep it moving.
Very cool. Hey, so the thing about your cable provider is it's shit compared to Charter Spectrum.
And then I was just like, He goes, "Who's your cable provider?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "Who's your cable provider?" What? Who's your cable provider? I was like, "Oh, I was like a little hesitant. I was like, "I live in my grandparents' basement." He was like, "Oh, you get good internet down there?" And I was like, "Motherfucker."
Down there. Like, we can make it better. Look.
And then he proceeded to tell me that if like they weren't satisfied, that they could come in, that my grandparents could come into the store and ask him questions, as if they wouldn't just call somebody to come to them like a normal person would do.
Here's what I'm imagining this guy's story is, right? He has a quota.
Well, obviously.
He has a
But
quota.
remember, he also told us this is my first day. He said, "I just started. This is my first day."
Did he say first day? I thought he said I'm new around here.
I think he said first day.
He definitely said that he was new around here.
He definitely seemed way too chipper to have been working there for any amount of
long
time.
time, yeah. I was also wondering, like, is Walmart allowing you to do that? I don't know if he had a Charter
had a
Spectrum
tag.
T-shirt.
Well, I think he had a Walmart like ID tag.
Okay, so I guess
thing
Walmart has a
hanging.
partnership with Charter.
Yeah.
So he's got a quota, and he just started, and I'm sure he's been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan and like what's that one guy, Gary V or whatever, and he's like, "Man, I'm really gonna fucking sell some Charter today. Like people are gonna be hooking up, making major life choices, major budgetary decisions today as I approach them randomly in Walmart."
I should have just kept saying "what" until he gave up. Who's your internet provider? What? Who's your internet provider? What?
You should have made one up. Oh, I have Raptor TV.
I have Dougal Box.
And he's like, "Whoa, I haven't heard of that." And you're like,
It's the
"Oh,
best.
it's fucking great.
It's
Charter's
You won't sell me
trash.
on anything else.
I pay $1 a month. I got Game of Thrones.
We need
right
to go
now.
back and fuck with him.
Tomorrow." But that guy was probably like, woke up today like, "Man, I'm gonna sell some fucking cable."
You haven't heard of... I have Crim Cram. You don't... You never heard of Crim Cram?
Oh, I have Bloosh. I have Bloosh. Excuse me? How do you spell that? BLOOSHTD.
Oh, I've got...
I get HBO, Showtime. $1. $1 a month. How can Charter compete with that? You gonna top that? No,
Come on, bro. Let's hear your pitch.
Come on. We challenge him. We have to make him back down. Oh man. Things are crazy right now.
Things are crazy right now.
We got Corona, the beer, is killing people.
I am roped.
I am roped from today's events. Oh, man. Speaking of things being crazy, look, we have an apology to make to society.
It's been a while.
Darkness on the Edge of Town, the film. You know it. You're expecting it. You're waiting. You're so patient.
The most anticipated film of 2020.
Yes. You're, other than Joker 2.
It's stunning.
Wow, the reviews are overwhelming. Stunning. Masterpiece.
5.9 out of 6 critics say that it's absolutely mesmerizing. This summer.
Superb filmmaking.
This summer. One man. One town. Many edges.
Plenty of darkness. And look, I know you're ready to love it. You're ready. You're on the edge of your fucking seat. You're on the edge of town.
Burt Bacharach says it's the best thing he's ever seen.
And he saw Joker. That's it. He's only seen Joker, no other movies. Which, honestly, I think validates that opinion. I'm just going to talk trash on Joker until, like, 2024, maybe. Anyway. We need one scene, okay? We don't... I hate, giving details, specifics. We need one scene. And that's what's fucked up. Look, we're trying here. It's painful. It's painful for us. 100%. Darkness on the Edge of Town, coming soon. As soon as we get this one last thing, it's all ready to go.
It's all nicely packaged.
We want to make it good for you, And as far as films go, handcrafted, exquisite cuisine, cinematic cuisine.
I did watch Eraserhead for the first time.
Eraserhead.
Is that how you say it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I have the man on speed dial.
It was, Jesus Christ. It's the most uncomfortable thing I've ever watched. This is my first time ever seeing it, and I was like my skin was crawling.
I thought maybe you had said that you had seen it but didn't remember it or something.
No.
Okay. First time.
No, I
Virgin.
definitely would have remembered this movie.
Okay. Yeah.
Yikes. In a good way. But it's tough, man.
I think on repeat viewings you'll appreciate it more. That's how it was for me. Because the first time I saw it, I was like, wow, I certainly have never seen anything like that. And then the second time, the third time, it was like, wow. Because, especially after reading David Lynch's book, his autobiography, where he talks about the making of it, he was at AFI in Los Angeles, which is American Film Institute. Ari Aster, Darren Aronofsky, a lot of famous directors and cinematographers and stuff. He was at AFI. He started that project doing Eraserhead. He self-funded, handcrafted everything himself. Just did it whenever he could. And this is film days, so buying film. Time is very precious. Time is money. The whole thing.
Execution. You don't want to waste film.
He got his friends to just volunteer to be in it. Sounds a lot like another film I know about. Now you need to see the rest. Got to see the rest of the Lynch filmography.
Blue Velvet, Mulholland,
McClellan Drive. Mulan Drive. Mulholland Drive was the first one I saw. I don't remember if I had seen Twin Peaks at the time or not, but I got really into Twin Peaks when I first got into David Lynch. So Mulholland Drive was the first David Lynch movie I had seen. Blue Velvet is one of my all-time favorites. Wild at Heart is great. Lost Highway, I think, is maybe my least favorite. Inland Empire is like super fucking dense. It's very difficult. It's way more difficult than Eraserhead.
Inland Empire?
Inland Empire.
Inland.
Starring Laura Dern. A podcast favorite. We've been meaning
this now?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so we've been meaning to introduce a concept. You're familiar with the 444 hit list and its current ranks, that being
Robert
Eggers,
Adam Sandler, and Bob Lazar.
And Joe Rogan.
Oh shit!
Got
I
the
forgot.
axe last time.
Yeah.
John Rogan. Sorry, I misspoke.
Rip.
But we've been meaning to introduce a new concept. It's called the 444 Hall of Fame. Now, I want to point out here, this should be a tough thing. This should be, if you're going to get into this Hall of Fame, like, think of it as the hit list. You know, those people deserve
You
that.
fucked up.
You really fucked up. So if you're going to be in the 444 Hall of Fame, you better.
You had to crush it.
You've done well.
Is
But
Josh on the hit list too?
Josh, why? Well, he's already dead.
Oh,
So why
true.
bother?
Just cross him off the list. So, yeah, Laura Dern.
So I think Laura Dern was kind
Dern
of.
deserves a spot.
I agree, and we kind of already initiated her just without calling it the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So we'll say Laura Dern,
Laura Dern.
and I think we agree
I think that.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also in Wild at Heart. So that Laura Dern and Willem Dafoe both in Wild at Heart. David
6
Lynch's.
degrees to Laura Dern.
That's a good. Yeah. 6 degrees of Dern. 6 Dern grease. Let's just dissect the rest of the cast of Wild at Heart. Nicolas Cage.
I think low key.
Cage? Man, a legend, a myth. I wish he would do good movies still, though. Like he's doing all these bad movies.
I mean, he's done bad movies. Currently, he's
he's done a lot of direct-to-Redbox shit in the meantime. Mandy was probably the last big one, and he's got Color Out of Space coming out soon. But he's done these other movies. There was one called, Kill Chain that I didn't see, but it got really bad reviews.
Color Out of Space.
I'm very interested in
That's
this.
the one I am looking forward to.
It showed
especially after seeing Mandy. I think that
different directors, different teams and stuff, but similar,
yeah.
Concept, stylish horror movie with Nick Cage.
Aesthetically.
And I'm a fan of Color Out of Space, the Lovecraft story.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a legend. Vampire's Kiss, iconic performance. I wish Josh was still alive to talk about it, because me and Josh watched Vampire's Kiss together.
It's too bad. Did the vampires kiss?
So, yeah, he does. He has sex in the movie.
That counts.
I hardly remember half of it.
Should have been called Vampires Fuck.
Vampires Fuck, starring Nicolas Cage.
Mean.
Nick Cage was in Wild at Heart with Laura Dern.
Fuck
and he,
yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
And Laura Dern's dad, Bruce Dern, also a famous actor in many films. Do you ever see Nebraska with Will Forte?
No, but I like Will Forte.
That's kind of, you might like that. It's got Bruce Dern, and it's got...
Is it a comedy?
No, it's just like a serious thing.
I don't know if I've ever seen Will Forte in anything serious.
Yeah, that was kind of the part of the appeal. That's from 2013 or 2014. I don't remember liking it that much, but now I'm a little bit more... I've got a little bit more of an evolved taste, so maybe I should watch it again, check it out. But Bruce Dern, also very prolific, important actor.
So is that Laura?
Laura Dern, Willem
Dafoe, who was in Florida Project, which I will talk about later. I'm not going to do that right now, but
we can only nominate so many people. I think
there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of people.
There are
Period.
a lot.
End of sentence.
That's a fair point, Dan. There are a lot of people. Too many, I'm willing to say. And it's a problem.
Yeah.
That's why we should expand the hit list.
Okay.
Maybe if we
Let's get 5.
Maybe if our hit list is longer than our
it justifies the Hall of Fame. It's going to be a huge fucking list by the end of
We're on episode 31 right now.
We haven't really had anybody like cross us, although there is someone that I could think of to put on the hit list.
But we don't want to like.
But they're a little too close.
Yeah.
A little too close.
Yeah.
You know what they say?
Keep your enemies close.
Or very far away.
So that they can't be your enemy as efficiently.
That's the saying. That's the age-old saying.
All right, we've agreed on Willem Dafoe and Laura Dern. You can nominate 2 more people.
I would like to nominate Adam Driver
For
being a gem of a man.
I'm a big fan. I'll drive that Adam train.
All right.
But I feel like he's a young man. He's a young man.
Yeah, but he's done so much already. He can only excel from
but
here.
like Hall of Fames, the Hall of Fame is
I guess
huge
Dern and Dafoe
legacy. Laura Dern and Willem Dafoe
are OG,
long-time favorites.
Yeah, they've been
many
doing
titles of note.
All right, you know what? Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
All right, yeah, you know what?
And that goes for you wrote down Robert Pattinson as well. I think
he's a young.
He's a young man. He's done so much great work so far, and I think he's going to do a lot more.
Well, if we're talking old
heads.
we're talking OGs. I think I got my 2.
Okay.
I think I got my 2.
I'm wondering if we have one of the same because we talked about him earlier tonight.
Tom Hanks.
Yes. Gotta elect Hanks.
What a likable guy. He played Mr. Rogers.
That doesn't bother me. I mean, that doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me.
That doesn't bother me. That's fine.
It's fine.
I'll allow it. I was gonna say that's but a footnote on such a
well, yeah. I'm just
legacy.
saying, like, as far as like being a likable person, do you know how likable you have to be cast as Mr. Rogers?
I suppose that's true.
So Tom Hanks.
But one thing he said in that round table video, which we should talk more about at some point, round table videos.
This is a round table.
This table, it's not square. It has many sides.
What's the circumference?
Oh boy, I hate math. Math, hit list.
Oh.
Put math on the fucking hit list.
Boom.
Boom, down. Next. Tom Hanks said in that roundtable video, he said something like, the question was something like, is it hard for you to play like such an incredibly non-cynical guy like Mr. Rogers, like such a pure spirit?
Yeah, and he said something to the effect
it's the same as
I
playing
think
a villain.
Yeah, I think the cynicism comes from the same place as the love.
Yeah.
Like it's the same, it's 2 sides of the same coin or whatever he says, something to that effect.
Yeah.
But Tom Hanks is my 1.
Yeah. I'm with you.
And then let's see if you agree with this one. There's fuck, and
we're talking flawless.
If
you're gonna be a Hall of Famer.
All right, you tell me. Would you rather have? God damn it! I can't think of his fucking name.
Oh, so he totally deserves to be recognized.
No, I'm drawing a blank. Like, okay, I got it.
Okay.
All right. Would you rather have Kurt Russell?
Okay.
Or Ed Harris?
I'm a rustler.
Rustler. I'm kind of.
Ed Harris is cool.
Ed Harris was in the back of my head, but Kurt Russell has stats.
he's a baseball card. The stats this man has.
He's a coveted baseball card.
Ed Harris is very cool. Obviously a great actor, done a lot of good work, but I don't really feel like that attached to him.
Yeah, no. Not so much. I don't know why. That was just a name. I was just thinking of like old actors. But...
Yeah. I don't know if I'm ready for Kurt Russell.
No.
Let's break it down. Escape from L.A. and New York. The Thing.
The Thing is a big one. Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, in small China. Large problems in small Orient.
Wow. The Hateful Eight.
I am gonna make a confession.
You didn't
I've
like it.
never seen The Hateful Eight. Yeah, never. I haven't watched it. It's the only Tarantino film I haven't seen. I feel like I will like it,
I know you'd like it.
but I
hate to be that guy to tell you.
You hate to be
the things
the
that
eight.
you'd like, but
yeah.
you'll like that movie.
Yeah, I'm sure I will. The problem is, like, I know it's like a chamber movie. You know, it's the one
Speaking
location.
of which, John Carpenter's The Thing, primary influence for that movie.
You've mentioned that before.
Yeah.
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 we were on such a huge
Walter
divergence
Goggins.
anyway.
Put him in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, Kurt Russell.
What about Sam Jackson?
Obviously, he's like the highest grossing actor ever.
Contender. He's a contender.
He's obviously had so many great roles.
Motherfucker.
I'm gonna cuss on stage. What was that from?
That was that's Ben Folds, Rockin' the Suburbs.
Oh yeah.
Says, you better watch out because I'm gonna say fuck. You better watch out because I'm gonna say fuck.
Yeah. That's kind of a good theme for the podcast.
He did say I'm gonna curse on the mic tonight.
I'm gonna curse on the mic tonight. What else has Kurt Russell done? Now's where we were.
Things.
Specifically, The
Thing. He's done The Thing. He did Death Proof.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I really like Death Proof.
I fuck with Death Proof.
A lot of people think that's the
I
weakest
liked Death Proof
Tarantino.
more than I liked Death Proof more than Planet Terror.
I hardly remember Planet Terror.
That was the one with the girl with the machine gun leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember that.
And the introduction of
And Saeed
kind of,
from Lost.
Machete.
Oh, yeah. Never saw the Machete movies.
Me neither. But shout out Danny Trejo. He deserves
Danny Trejo.
a honorary star. Not a Hall of
Honorary
Famer,
star. That's a good... You get a gold mark.
but- Yeah. You get a gold star.
That could be for our non-Hall of Famers. So
We got like
Pattinson
a
and
board of,
Adam Driver can have the gold star for now.
we got our gold star board.
And Ed Harris can have one too.
Okay.
You know what? You know who I always kind of get weirdly like I conflate for no reason is Kurt Russell and Jeff Bridges. You feel that?
Yeah, no, I can agree with that because they kind of look similar
Yeah.
a little bit, and their demeanor is at times similar.
They have like counterculture like attitude.
Like think about like Jack Burton versus the Dude.
Yeah, they're like stoner loser heroes kind of. Well, not Jack Burton, but like
he's kind of like he's like a party like cool guy.
yeah.
like,
Okay, that's what I mean.
He
I guess.
doesn't care, you know.
Yeah, I guess Big Lebowski is. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess that's what I was trying to say. Like
No, I
he's
get it.
Yeah, like folk hero. That's what I mean.
It's a little too close to folk punk.
Okay, but the word folk. Well, folk music is about folk heroes originally. The Woody Guthrie type shit.
Don't like that.
You're just finally realizing that folk music is good. And you're about to start listening to Bob Dylan and get woke.
Ugh.
I'm so sad that there's this anti-Bob Dylan culture.
Josh died? Is that what you're
That
sad
too.
about?
I said, hey, we should play a Bob Dylan song. And you were like, no. Also, we were the only ones at the funeral. Josh was not well liked. So we had to make all the music choices. Also, we played Bela Lugosi's Dead
Yeah,
for him.
because he's related to Bela Lugosi.
I don't know if we
Now
ever
they're-
have said that out loud on the podcast. That Josh is related to Bela
I
Lugosi.
feel like
Like we've made many references to it, but
Josh is a vampire.
Josh
and
is
that's why
Hollywood royalty
Josh is a vampire, and that's why we had to kill him.
with a wooden stake.
Yeah.
And, you know, bummer. Episode title, Josh is Dead.
Welcome to Bitburg.
let's wrap up this Hall of Fame thing. So, to recap.
You never gave me your nominees. You never gave me you get...
Okay, so you know who the first person that comes to mind is...
We agreed on Hanks.
Okay, I get 2 nominees. We decide on 1.
Dern is kind of by default, because we talked
already
about
kind
this.
of did that.
Yeah, so Dern,
Willem
Hanks, Dafoe.
That's where we're
That's
at.
what we got.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
And gold stars.
And then maybe Kurt
Russell. What else? What has he done since the 80s that's not Death Proof and Hateful Eight, though?
Escape from New York.
That's the 80s.
Fuck you.
I like Escape from LA more than Escape from New York, I think.
Actually, I'm gonna agree with you there.
Yeah.
Some people disagree, but I agree.
You know who... I agree. You know who goes in also... Fuck, I'm off book. We're off the books.
We're done. This is the last one.
Kurt is the last one because we can't go on now that Josh is dead. Kurt Russell, Jeff Bridges, and Swayze. Swayze's also kind of in that cloud.
Shit.
You know, have you seen Roadhouse? Roadhouse
Of
fucks.
course.
That movie's awesome.
Of course. I was at a party not dissimilar to Roadhouse one time.
What does that mean? You had to like beat some
I
people
said-
up?
No,
because crazy?
there was a brawl in the basement, and straight up, it was like a scene out of Roadhouse. There were people like literally. There was a bar, like a little bar in the corner of this person's basement. As soon as this fucking fight started, it was. It happened because 2 drunk girls were arguing over shoes. Like, they lost one of their shoes, and she was like, "Bitch, you stole my shoe." And then
Too many twisteds.
way too many twisted. They had it twisted. So
a
their
couple of
system
twisted
was
systems.
all twisted.
Yeah.
And the girls started arguing, and then the boyfriends got involved. And it was a Parkway North Pattonville feud, and it's turned into a straight-up brawl. Like, probably the best brawl, other than the ugly sweater brawl, which I have yet to tell that story on the podcast, but...
The ugly sweater brawl, what year did it happen?
The ugly sweater brawl of 2009.
Ooh, the ugly sweater brawl of 09.
It was either 2009 or 2010.
09 has a better ring.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
The ugly sweater brawl of 09. Second best brawl I've seen next to the ugly sweater brawl. The second it started, one dude threw a right hook, and then just right away, like, everybody just started hitting each other, like, right away. There was no, like, punch exchange. It was just, like, all the punches in the room. Just,
like, everybody in the
like,
room just started fighting.
Like, simultaneously, just fucking disarray. Like, I saw a dude get flipped over the bar in the corner. I saw another corner where my friend Trevor was just like stomping on a dude, and it was just full on. People were like throwing bottles and shit. Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And I ran upstairs because my friend was in the garage and I wanted him to see this shit. Or my brother was in the garage. We ran upstairs and we burst into the garage. We're like, "Dude, you got to come downstairs right now." And he's like, what's going on? And I was like, "Dude, it's fucking crazy.
It's fucking Roadhouse down there."
And my buddy runs up behind me. He goes, "Have you ever seen the movie Roadhouse?" And my brother's like, "What?"
So the message to take away here is watch Roadhouse.
Duh.
Well, to the listeners who are uninformed. Also, in that story, was there like a billionaire guy in a white suit who like rolled up and was like, "I'm going to buy this house"?
Yes.
Because then it's really Roadhouse. And a blind band.
No, it was Roadhouse.
The band leader. But Roadhouse is a documentary.
Watch Roadhouse again. Look closely. You'll see me in the movie.
Yeah. I thought it was better before Swayze showed up. I liked when it was crazy. Crazy Swayze.
Yeah, I still need your nominees, dog.
Oh, I was going to say, think about it for a second here. De Niro.
I'll counter with Hopkins. Think about it. think about that for a minute.
Okay, so Anthony Hopkins, I can remember being in like 3 things.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a 3-sided...
Elephant Man, which is another David Lynch movie. Silence of the Lambs.
Hopkins, De Niro, or Connery.
Ooh, Sean Connery is a lad.
Bond.
I'm ranking De
Bond.
Niro highest because I feel particularly close to his films.
Okay. Shit, you are wearing a fucking...
Taxi Driver t-shirt.
Fuck.
But like De Niro, Taxi Driver, Mean Streets, Raging Bull, Casino, Goodfellas.
Yeah.
The list goes on. Heat. The Billie Eilishman.
All right, I'll allow it. I don't myself...
I'll allow it.
I myself do not feel particularly close to his films, even though
That's
they are
fair.
great films. But I cannot
King
deny...
of comedy.
I cannot deny the accolades and the talent.
Well,
and
you know, look, I'm hearing you, but I think this is the whole thing with the Hall of Fame. It needs to be a collective understanding that we both feel this way. So, because you may feel that Kurt Russell is worthy.
True.
And I'm willing to gold star him.
Oh. I'll give you De Niro. I'll give you De Niro.
Okay.
I'm not like...
So, okay, sell me on Hopkins, though, because Hannibal Lecter, Elephant Man...
What else do you need?
I don't really... Okay, look, last time I watched Silent... Okay, this is a hot take.
Oh, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Fuck De Niro. Fuck Hopkins. Fuck anyone we just mentioned. Christopher Walken.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah?
There's not even really a thought.
Okay,
I was
yeah.
like...
Thank you.
Well, you know what's crazy is since we just decided this 10 seconds ago, I got an email from him that he wants to be on the podcast.
Oh, shit, dude. How soon can we make that happen?
Right now.
What was that? Was that a horse?
You know,
He just... Damn.
I just came in on a horse so I could accept this award. I'm very proud to accept it. Thank you. Triplefour podcast.
You're very welcome, Christopher Walken. It took us a long time to deliberate on this. But after minutes of deliberation...
Deliberate conversation about it.
we decided that you're the most deserving.
Yeah. You beat out Robert De Niro, Sean Connery, and Anthony Hopkins. How does that make you feel? I'm honored, of course.
Where did you get the horse?
I bought it with the royalties from the SNL sketch Cowbell.mp4. Did you just identify an SNL skit by its video file title? Wow, he just walked away in the middle of the interview. He's gone.
I fucking love that guy.
There's his horse riding away.
Beautiful. That was beautiful.
That was amazing. I'm so glad. So
I'm honored.
I think we should close deliberations for the episode. Who is the final list here? We've got Defoe, Dern, Hanks, Walken.
I think that's good for.
That's quite good.
I mean, as, you know,
And those are only actors. There
Well,
are so many people to be extended.
this is our first deliberation. This is
Right.
our first.
And if only Josh were alive, maybe he'll be resurrected by some kind of black magic in the future. But
We can only hope.
I mean, he's related to vampires. It's hard to kill them.
That's true.
But
That's true.
so maybe he's got some thoughts. Stay tuned for the next one. Also, the hit list, we did add math to the hit list.
True. True.
So speaking of Willem Dafoe, give us your take on...
Oh, Yeah,
One of his
so
better roles.
I watched Florida Project. If you haven't seen it, Willem Dafoe plays a would you call it a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn?
Yeah,
Would you?
the whole thing.
The whole
Sugar Hill Gang title.
It's he plays a hotel manager.
He plays Willem Defriend.
Yeah, that's true.
He really is.
Willem Defriend
He
or Willem Dafoe?
That's the choice he has to make every time he signs on to a movie. He's played more villains than heroes, for sure.
Oh, definitely. Well, he just plays like very. His characters have he can be very ominous. They just have
It's his face.
like a threat level to them.
Yeah.
That he may not even be playing a villain, but he is just intimidating
Yeah.
in a way.
You gotta watch Wild at Heart. He's a villain in that movie, and he's so good.
Yeah.
He plays a guy named, like,
Because I mean, even if you look at like the
Johnny Cuba or some shit, it's fucking nuts.
even if you look at the Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man,
I'm something of a hotel manager myself.
he does that. He has the two sides, because when he's Osborn, he's like a nice guy. He's a nice scientist, But then once he
Bobby
creates
Peru.
Bobby Peru.
Shit, I shouldn't have interrupted you.
Bobby
but
Peru.
Bobby Peru, and look at his.
Stay tuned. Later we'll have Bobby Peru on the cast.
Look at this man. He absolutely went off.
Yes, I've actually seen.
This shit gets nuts. Shout out
Hell
Bobby
yeah.
Peru.
He talked about that on one of those on the. Actors
It's the
on
teeth.
Actors.
When he I feel like when
he talked about that too. He said he
like
had
when he put the teeth in.
Nobody realized it, but he had false teeth in the lighthouse.
Yeah, there was not
And
really
that
like
was
a focus.
A whole part of like the physicality of the character was having those false teeth.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Norman Osborn. Jekyll and Hyde situation.
Yeah. A Florida Project. He's
Yeah.
a very nice man.
Yeah.
Very nice man. And he manages a motel in the projects in Florida that are outside Orlando.
Yeah, it's like 10 minutes from Disneyland or something. That's like the idea. It's like a tourist trap.
Right.
Like in a
but
shitty
it's
part of town.
rough. Yeah, it's rough. Not even so much a rough neighborhood as it is. It's just like they're poor. They're very poor. People come here and they don't have money to get out, so they're stuck. But great colors. I love the colors in the movie because it's like so deliberate.
Yeah.
And so like one whole frame will be purple, and then one whole frame will be green, one whole frame will be blue, and then they have the scene where the kids are running around the abandoned houses, which are all these pastels together, like the yellow and the green and the. I like that as a device.
I really like the part where he drops that bucket of paint. Like there was like it's just like so like difficult to watch, but like so compelling.
Well, I forgot what distracted him. He gets distracted by something and knocks the.
I think that might be when the pedophile is there, right? Maybe or that, or it's the girl who's topless at the pool.
No, because I remember the kids are watching. Whenever the woman is sitting out at the pool, they're like spying from the balcony. He comes walking from the office. So when he's on the ladder, it's either the pedophile or the
kids being crazy, because that like kind of the whole movie is like the kids being crazy, and he's just like, stop.
Are the kids all right?
Definitely not.
Not in that one.
That was what I really liked the film. The thing that made it hard for me to watch, though, was like I am so turned off by rambunctious children and the parents that allow children to be rambunctious.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like that's a whole part of the movie. Is the mom is terrible.
Yeah, and she's the core of the film. Like Dafoe is supporting actor here,
right?
And he was nominated for the Oscar for it too.
for best
for
supporting.
best supporting actor,
Okay.
which is cool because like especially
This is why he's in the Hall of Fame.
yes, well like A24 does not get recognition.
Oh yeah, I
by
forgot
the
it was
Oscars.
A24.
Yeah,
It was
and Sean Baker, the director, he has a Letterboxd account that I follow. And it's really fun to watch him write about stuff because basically when he likes something, he'll write like, "Oh, loved this." He's also very interested in like cinematography. That seems to be like a thing he talks
that was
about all the
very
time.
clear in the movie.
Yeah.
The frames, not just the colors and devices and things like that, but the frames are really, really well done.
Yeah, and he's also very like lensing and like he shoots his movie. Well, he shot Florida Project on film. I'm almost certain. And well, his previous film was called Tangerine, which was all shot on an iPhone. But like he always talks about like digital versus film, and seems to like be very honed in on cinematography. But whenever he likes a movie, he'll always say like, "Absolutely love this. The cinematography was so great," and all that stuff. But when he doesn't like a movie, he'll just write, like he just writes where he saw it. So it'll be like ArcLight Cinema, Los Angeles. And it's like it's so passive aggressive, like because it's like clear that he doesn't want to talk shit on another filmmaker's film.
Yeah.
So he just says watched at ArcLight Cinema, and then it's like Midsommar, and he's like loved it. Aster has such a way with characters, and then it's like fucking
that's such
Avengers.
That's like a much worse burn than him just being honest.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty funny. There are some other directors on there.
I saw this movie.
Saw it. Hideo Kojima does that too. He tweets about movies. Like, he tweeted like about Captain Marvel, and it just says saw Captain Marvel. And then it'll be like Joker, what a movie. Like it's funny. So I say get to it. Talk shit.
If we're talking about other filmmakers criticizing films, you said you saw. We had previously discussed that A24 fire.
Incredibly essential to the culture.
Right now they're doing it.
They're doing it
big.
They
put out a lot of stuff, a lot of my favorite movies in the past, like, what, 2-3 years?
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of them have been A24.
So to put it in more context, A24 started in I think 2011 or 2012. They've done some movies they've actually produced, some movies they've just distributed, they've done some TV shows, they've done some comedy specials, like if you saw Gerard Carmichael's 8,
yes,
which Bo Burnham
loved it.
Bo Burnham directed. They produced that. So they've done a lot of stuff.
I still have yet to watch his show.
Which they produced Carmichael's show too.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think.
Okay.
Fact check me on that. But
Dan doesn't know what he's. Welcome to the podcast where Dan doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. So I found a list of it on Letterboxd, and of everything that they've either produced, distributed, anything that's available, all the titles available, and I've seen about a third of what they've done. And I thought I had seen way more. They have a lot of stuff that they've done. And I also think that they've really found their groove in the past few years. Like, so when they started, like, I think their first film that they distributed was called A Glimpse Inside the Mind of Charles Swan, with Charlie Sheen, Bill Murray, and Jason Schwartzman, which was
Charles Swan the Third.
Yeah.
It's been on my list for I've come like this close to watching it so many times, but it's like a night that I'm like, what do I want to watch? And then by the time I decide,
Yeah, so getting to the movie. Okay, so to revisit your comment, you said you don't think, when you were talking about High Life a few episodes ago, you said you didn't think that you had seen an A24 movie that you were disappointed by until High Life. So I had seen a few A24 movies that I didn't like. So Mid-90s is one, which we talked about on the episode that was never released. The one where I made fun of Rami Malek and I brought out the Emmy and all that
Oh,
shit.
that's a shame because that was such a good.
Well, it was an audio issue, so sorry, fans.
Oh.
Sorry, foreheads. But
Sorry to you.
but so mid '90s, and then there's one called Hot Summer Nights with Timothy Chalamet and the girl from
Charlemagne,
Timothy Chalamet and
the God.
yeah, the radio host from Breakfast Club, and the girl from It Follows and The Guest, Micah Monroe. And it's like this kind of like set in the 80s coming of age thing. It was really poorly written. It felt like something I would have read in my undergraduate screenwriting class. It was not great. And then there's Waves, which I was really interested in.
Brief synopsis.
So this is one of those movies where it seems like the structure and the plot is kind of I could describe some of the first act, but like the whole it's very much like you're supposed to experience it in real time thing. The trailer that they show does not really give away what it's like about. But
Okay, give me a.
Okay, so
what's the main character? What's their?
Yeah, so it's about a black family, upper middle class suburban in Miami area, and the son is the main character. He's he's a wrestler. He's like trying to get to like state wrestling level, and he's got a girlfriend who's actually the actress who plays the girlfriend is also in mid 90s. It's the girl that hooks up with the kid at the party.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Who's also in Brigsby Bear, which is a great movie. But she's making her rounds as the girlfriend character in indie movies, I guess. So in the first act, he like suffers an injury and like he might not be able to wrestle, and then the girlfriend gets pregnant, and that's a issue.
Why is it called Waves?
So
Is it because they're in Miami?
I'll tell you why. Because
You want to wave goodbye to the movie.
the film, the whole aesthetic and mood of the thing, and I'll tell you, like there's some pretty shots. Like there's some cinematography. Like they throw everything at the wall. Like there's like shots that have that like really wide angle lens that's like close up, kind of like the Revenant style, you know. And then there's like changing aspect ratios, and there's neon lights in every fucking shot. There's like the super tight like telephoto stuff. It's like every possible kind of aesthetic, like of stylish modern aesthetic. And the film foregrounds social media a lot, and so here's how I would describe it. It's Instagram impressionism. It's like all of this like moody, poetic, like over-edited, overshot stuff that's like trying to establish this like romantic, nostalgic, sentimental mood, and the story has no fucking water. You know, it's like
This sounds like...
it's a lot of my same complaints with mid-90s, where it's like...
Well, you can fuck off, okay? Because
Okay, well, I'm making a legitimate criticism.
No, I'm not gonna let
But
you.
what was your first thought?
The Instagram
Yeah.
thing reminds me of this article I saw 2 nights ago of this couple that they're like an Instagram couple.
Oh, super healthy.
And they travel and they post pictures of their travel and all this, and that's, I guess, how they make their I don't know how the money works, but I guess that's how they...
Patreon.
Yeah, no,
Get your influencer sponsorship.
Here's the thing.
Anchor FM.
They're supposed to be influencers. They have like 46,000 or however many followers, and all their followers love whatever.
Instagram.
They
influencers.
started a GoFundMe
Uh-huh.
to fund a trip to Africa that they said would cost them roughly $10,000.
Okay.
And they listed, I guess, in the page description, they listed, this for bikes and tour guides and food and amenities and all this stuff. And it did not go well for them starting this GoFundMe, because things started to come to the surface. People found out, first of all, they were like, why are we funding this isn't a, people start GoFundMes for like medical bills they can't afford and other things. Like, why do you need to take this trip to Africa? And the more that people commented, the more that things came to surface that didn't justify this in any way. And it was a bunch of the guy from the couple being like, well, my mom works really hard and she actually funds a lot of our trips and blah 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 blah. And just the more that he said, he just dug the hole deeper and deeper, and then the internet just started tearing into them
Because he's super privileged.
because and he was like, well, we just can't work real jobs because it would be
Too hard to manage our Instagram account. Did you ever see the Fire Festival documentary?
oh, of course.
Yeah, that's kind of like
it's-
what that was about too. It was like these
Well, this is
fucking people.
that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
I could do a whole
another
podcast on.
But yeah, so this Waves movie though was like so vapid and like it's so melodramatic. Like everything that happens is like, I fucking hated the main character because he like overreacts to everything and makes stupid decisions, and the whole thing was just so overwrought, over stylized, and it just like, it sucks because it, like I would say of mid 90s, it feels like this parody of A24, where it's like A24 is known for like giving, these auteurs the chance to make like personal films, like stylized but also very thought out, very character driven. And this was like, okay, what if somebody saw Moonlight and had no idea why it was a good movie, and they were like, I can do that. That's kind of what Waves was like. That, with the addition of the soundtrack, is like every few minutes is a new like needle drop of some like song from 3 years ago. This came out last month, and it was like Kendrick Lamar's Backseat Freestyle, and then A$AP Rocky and Frank Ocean and Tyler the Creator's I Fucking Hate You.
So uncut gems, but not a period piece.
Yeah, well, Uncut Gems doesn't even have that many, like, it has like 3
There are a
songs.
couple.
Yeah, this
And
is
the
like
fact that they're going to like the weekend
every-
show, and
every 5 minutes in Waves is like,
here's another song.
well, like, and there was fucking like the characters will have conversations in the movie that are like, oh, what's this song? Oh, it's this band called Animal Collective.
Oh,
Or like, and there's like a whole bunch of Frank Ocean on there, and I'm just like, this is the most fucking hype beast Instagram bullshit movie where like every character is just like, yeah, I'm like really in my feelings. I'm listening to a lot of Frank Ocean.
okay. I have to real quick. My favorite part of this article about that Instagram couple is it got to the point where people were berating this dude for saying dumb shit and suggesting that people should pay him $10,000 so they can take this trip to Africa. So he decided to take a vow of silence on social media for however long. He only lasted like a couple days, but he posted a picture of his tattoo under his eye that says "Look Within."
Oh no.
It was just like super vague, no caption, and then was like, "I'm taking a break." And then he said, "I am going on a walk. I will walk as long as I possibly can. No sleep, no social media, no distractions. Just me and my brain out there. The caption read, "Time to do some soul work." And somebody replied, "Try walking to a job interview."
I fucking hate that. The idea of like, look, I just don't want any more of the attention, and then gets a face tattoo.
No, you should see his whole...
People who say, I'm taking a break from social media in a post on social media don't get it. You are only reinforcing the thing that you're claiming to be against. So yeah, it's been a fucking trip. Things are crazy right now. Anyway, we're gonna be starting our new GoFundMe. Send the Triplefour podcast to LA.
$10,000.
Send us to LA so we can meet with John Rogan and have him give us money or help us make the podcast huge or something.
Help us set up our own round table. We'll get Laura Dern, Willem Dafoe, Christopher Walken, who was here earlier.
He was already here, but
we'll get all these people at the same time. Thomas Hanks.
Thomas Hanks.
Maybe Vince, the ShamWow guy.
He's a film producer.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Maybe Ed Harris, Samuel L. Jackson.
I'm saying at the minimum, Ed Harris and Vince the ShamWow guy on a round table with us. And Josh's ghost. And Bob Dylan.
Billy Corgan.
Billy Crystal.
Billie
Eilish.
Congratulations.
Francis Higgins.
Doja
Congratulations. Hideaki Anno, creator of Neon Genesis Evangelion. Steve Camp.
Luke Wilson. Ty Baxley.
Okay. To end the podcast, you pick 5 people.
Dave Attell.
Pick 5 people for a round table with us.
Oh. Shit.
I'm thinking Ty Baxley.
Ty Baxley, number 1. Shout out, Ty. Hope everything's going well over there.
I hope when he comes back, he'll come back on the podcast and tell us about his adventures.
Crazy adventures
He had a major domo for a while. Reflect back on the Triplefour podcast episode. Nelly is my cousin. I think it's like 21 or something, or 20 maybe.
Yeah,
something
whatever
like that.
It is. Nelly is my cousin. Is
23.
The title of the episode.
One of those. Yeah.
This is a good episode.
Ty Baxley, Vince from ShamWow.
David Lynch. Adam Driver. And Kevin James.
Not the Kevin I thought you were going to go with. Kevin from Home Alone. Fictional characters. Well,
was that 5?
I don't know. I thought you were going to do 5 and I was going to do 5, but you agreed with my first 2, which was Ty Baxley and Vince from ShamWow.
So Ty Baxley.
Okay, you get 5 and I get 5. So,
well, did we? Okay, Ty Baxley, Vince, the ShamWow guy, Kevin James, David Lynch, and get a little diversity in here. Ellen DeGeneres.
Wow.
Imagine that round table.
Yeah. All right. Ty, Vince Staples, Chef Boyardee, and
Wow.
No. This dude's trying to do a fucking meat wad bit.
Get this one meat wad impression.
And Baby Yoda.
Hell yeah. All right. That's
a round
table.
What a great
complete. We'll be back next week with
bit.
the with the
hopefully Josh is alive by next week in some
Hopefully.
spiritual form.
I'm still a little wishy-washy on on the vampire stuff,
Bella Lugosi
how that works, but
on the next episode. Well, it's been great. Check out your local Walmart.
or don't.
Or don't. That's what we say here on the 444 podcast. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the 444 channel. Listen.
Comment. Tell us who your internet provider is.
Yeah.
We'll give you suggestions on whether or not you should keep doing that.
But let me tell you right now, whoever it is, it's not as good as Bop. I was going to say stream the podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Send us $10,000. PayPal.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.